Now we're going to be setting up the Aura steam shower. Okay, again, same as always, you're going to set the base where it's going to be sitting inside of the bathroom, and we want to level it. And once again, all these feet, they swivel. There's a locking nut right there that you can loosen off, so you can move the foot up and down to make it accommodate what the floor is going to be like. We got your drain, so you want to cut this zip tie, have the drain down so it's going to sit where the drain area goes. And right here, this line is going to go to the drain for the steam shower or to the steam generator. So we'll cut this and we'll run this to the back down there for the steam generator. Now this top plate right here that's going to be sitting, it's like the front, you can remove it for access afterwards. You simply just thread this counterclockwise. Little Phillips screw there. Put that back on. That Phillips screw goes onto a mounting bracket right there. There's another mounting bracket there. So this whole plate will come off. And as I set this down, then once it's in spot, you can see that whole front plate. If you got a wall on that side, there's a wall on either side, you can get some access into the bottom through removing that front cosmetic plate off. Alright, now we'll get with building the frame. Okay, so to continue on assembling the Aura, once you get your base leveled and in spot, we're going to go through the frame, the whole aluminum frame, and it's pretty critical right now to make sure you have all the right pieces in the right spots. So I'm going to run over a couple points of where these pieces are. If you come back here, we're going to come look at the back and go to your back two panels. So we've got this panel here. You've got two screw holes on top and bottom on both of them. That's for this. It's a stopper that's going to go on the back so you don't slam it into the wall and pinch any hoses or wreck any of the equipment. So you identify these holes on these corner pieces also. You can hold it, Garnet. Right here, they're going to have one of these each for holding a hose on the back. Now as you come around to the front, these front ones, they have a transition piece right here that sticks out a little bit further, and it's just for a cosmetic kind of piece that comes out when the shower's finished and it's tucked into, say, like where a bathtub used to be. Your bottom pieces all have a rubber gasket on the bottom, alright, to create a rubber seal that's going to be a seal when it sits down at the bottom. And a way of identifying this one as being the front from this one as being at the back is it has two mounts here that's going to hold the frame with all of the equipment and the steam generator and the control box. So again, they have a seal, same as this one over here has a seal as well. So they're all going to have a seal. Now we're going to put them together starting at the bottom. So it sits in pretty easy. There's a slot right here, and if you look right here, it's the same profile. So and we're going to continue on the top. It's going to be the same as the bottom, except there's no seals for the top pieces. We're going to match up this piece here, so it's going to hold the equipment. Frame is going to mount into there. It's not a bad idea to have a rubber mallet around. That one's good. Okay, now once we have it assembled, we're just going to set it down. Yeah. Just like that. Get some cleaner and a rag. Make sure these gaskets are centered. And there's no foreign particles or dirt or crap on them. Another point on the profiles I didn't mention earlier, on these angle pieces so it'll actually sit down in there. Got your 4x20 screws. And we're going to screw tops and bottoms all into place. Okay, so once I have the frame secured together, I'm going to mount the stoppers on the back. Okay, now we're going to install the side panels of glass. Both of them are symmetrical, they're exactly the same, and the tops and bottoms are the same. Yeah. It's going to sit on this top ledge, on the bottom lid, sorry. You got a lip all the way around, so it's going to sit on that bottom lip. And on this back, you're going to make sure that the connection where they're looped together is at the top. So set it on the bottom lip, and just tip it back. You get black screws, and you got a fancy little grommet here that the screw's going to go through and sits in nice. And it's a spacer for, let this fall forward at you, these holes. So the spacer sits in there and kind of centers everything. And what we're going to do, just to start off with, is we're just going to get all the screws just started in the holes, and then we'll go from there. Okay, now when you're installing this little grommet, you want to make sure you try to get it popped into the glass. On you, so. Now we got the two side panels put in. Next it's going to go in is your control box. Pieces right here, so that just clips in there, and they're good. You're going to have 3 down the outside, 2 on the inside. This will stay open here because you can't really mount this because there's no structural integrity to it. So we're just going to put our screws in there, same as we did on the side panels. We'll do that on both sides. So again, for the soap tray, you got your mounting fitting with a set screw. So you loosen that set screw off. This comes off, got a little plate there, and you have the mounting bracket. And to do the mounting bracket, what you're going to do is set the screw through. Hardware comes with it, and you're on your gasket. That's going to go up against the glass. On the other side of the glass or mirror, you're going to put a washer and then a nut. Now I'm going to point out here really quick as well. You get extra hardware that comes in with the soap tray. You'll get 2 extra screws and nuts and washers for mounting the handheld shower rod, okay? Set up, mount the mounting bracket. We're going to make sure that the divot for the set screw is on the top. When you see that, anyway, it is right there. Believe me. Make sure that the gaskets are inside so they're not sticking out from the bracket. Top one. Snug that up. Bottom. Okay. Okay. Okay, so that's on. Then we'll set the cover plate. Rest of the mounting bracket. Tighten up the set screw. This is loose. That's normal. That's securely mounted. And then we'll just get the other one in and we'll mount the glass. Okay, so we got the soap dish. Took this piece out. There's 2 rubber gaskets. Look like that. One on either side. You're going to notice beveled edge. That goes on the outside. Until we get the other side done. Snug her up. Pop over here. And again, these guys, which are your mounting brackets to go on. There's a set screw at the bottom for the handheld shower, so you undo that set screw. Take this out. You're going to take a screw that's from the soap tray, because there's 2 extra that come with it. So that's going to run through. Then we've got our nut and washer to go onto the other side. Okay, when we do the soap tray, you've got a slot and a notch for the set screw right there. So there's one on the top, one on the bottom. This, on the bottom, it's going to face down, so the notch is going to face down for the set screw on the bottom, and on the top, that notch and set screw is going to face up. We'll do the top right now. And put our set screws in. And that's good. Alright, then we're going to take our flexible hose. It's going to hook up to the outlet here. On this other side, you notice this has a tapered edge on it because it's going to sit inside of this tapered socket for holding the handheld shower. We're going to put our supports on for the back here to have everything squared up and centered. So what we'll do is we'll take the rubber grommet first. It's going to be pressed through. Then we're going to set this on top. The grommet has to go on the bottom so it presses against the bottom to make a seal. Okay. That tight. Get that tight, and we'll just snug this right down nice and tight. It's going to make a seal right there, and it's going to hold it all stationary. We'll do that on both sides. So now we're going to put the roof on. So I'll point it really quick. You got 2 rain showers. The fittings are facing to this side, so obviously we're going to put this as a back side on it. You got your 2 speakers. One's connected straight to the other with the output for the speaker, output for your fan, your 4-pin connection for your chromotherapy, which is your multi-lights, and then you have your center main lights that is a 2-pin connection. Now we're going to set in the center back glass panel, so we're just going to set that down, same as every other panel. You take your little grommet. Oh, it's already got them sitting in it. That's fantastic. 4 screws go in this one. Compensate in between the holes. Get everything snugged in. Sits nice. There's no mounts in the center here. And there might be a very slight variation, like a 1/16 of an inch or, you know, maybe a mil and a half that's going to come out. That's completely normal. Okay, we're going to put the front stationary glass pieces in. I just want to bring up another point. When you're putting these in, because it's clear glass, these are actually beveled on one side for that insert to go into. So it's beveled on one side, this side is not. So we're going to put it in. We set it in like this. And I want to bring up another point. This hole is centered. These are for the hinges for the door up and down on the bottom there. So what we could do, in fact, if you didn't want to have the hinges on this side, you can simply take this glass out, flip it over, mount it on this side, and now the hinge will be on the other side, so you can switch where the hinges are on either side. Just remember that it's a beveled hole for the screws for which side's facing out. So we'll get this mounted. Alright. Need 2 people. You've got a rubber gasket that's going to go on either side of the glass. Then the bolt's going to come through. Then we need to line up. Now notice, you're going to want to leave, once you get the top in, you're going to want to leave that loose. So you can try to get the bottom lined up. Now what you can do now is snug up the bottom, then he'll go to the top, snug that up, and the door will be mounted. It's got set screws, again, 2 set screws on either. So it's going to come in half. And then the Phillips screwdriver. Snug it up. Put the outside handle. And we'll do set screw. This is retarded. Oh, because the flathead's not skinny enough, eh? There we go. Set screw. Set screw. Try to get back onto this one again. There. Door's mounted.
Okay.
Okay, you got your seals, they go into each other. So, we're at 45s. That's how the door is going to close, so that's how we'll put it on. Start flush with the bottom. Bottom here, we're going to run a little bit down past the bottom of the door, just so it sits nice and snug at the bottom there, as much seal as possible. See here, it's touching the top. It's not uncommon. We might have to do a little bit of trimming, so we'll trim that off. We'll get the rest of the gaskets on. Now we got this big flap off the side of this gasket. It's going to go in the door here. And check our bottom and top again, actually. It's better to start at the bottom, my bad. Okay. There, that's perfect. So now what's going to happen, come around over here. Come around and see this gasket. As this gasket closes, it's going to catch on the glass on the other side. Seals everything right off there. Beautiful. Seals everything off. Now we've got our top and bottom bolts. Okay. This bottom one has a profile, I guess you would say it's kind of like an eaves trough. Because the water's going to come down the door, so you want it then to come away from the door towards the inside of the shower. That's going to go there. And then our top one is just going to stick straight up, catch up into the roof. The unit is going to need silicone. You are supplied with one tube of black silicone. You're going to want to run down, specifically, mainly right in between the center back glass panel and two side back glass panels. And you want to do the corners all the way down. There's no need to do the bottom of the glass, but the bottom and the corners you're definitely going to need to do. The rubber gasket runs to the end of this aluminum profile, so you're going to want to silicone every corner. And then once the silicone's in and set up, then you can set the floor down and we'll hook up the rest of the electronics. The floor pieces just set right in nicely. Okay, so we're going to do our hookups. Big cord is your electrical hookup for the electrician. I'm going to start at the bottom and work my way up. Right in the beginning, we had the hookup to the drain. It was the drain hose for the steam generator. So it's not a pressure line, it's just gravity drained out. So that's just going to get plugged on right there. We're going to move over here to your steam outlet. Make sure that fitting's tight. It comes with a hose connection. So put that on. Tighten that guy up. He's good to go. And we'll step up next. Since we're working on the steam generator. You got a little white gasket that comes with it. It'll be zip tied to the line. And this is for your cleaning outlet and your aroma. Make sure this is tight too. Right, that's good. It's got a good gasket in there. So that one's snugged up. We're going to come over to here. This is your water inlet with a solenoid. Going into the steam generator, it has a gasket already in there. So we're going to snug that guy up. Now we have two lines available here, and we've got the jets for either side. So we can come around here, got a little connection right there to clip that on to. And probably want to run kind of behind here, get through there. Has a gasket on it. Hook him up. This one's going to come from this side. It's going to be hooked up. Now we've got these two lines here. Well, we'll take this one first. This guy here. And now, just really quick so you know where all these go actually, because it just appears that I know where they all go. If you go around to the front of the shower, you take a look, there's pictures for every section where they go out. Your bottom left position goes to your handheld shower, which is this outlet right here. So that's why this guy's going to get ran to this fitting. And these guys are going to go up to the roof because these two both belong to the overhead showers. So, feed him up. Just loop him up there. Now this one, you notice you got a bit of a kink there, so you want to make sure, try to get rid of that a bit. So once you get water pressure in the line, it's going to eliminate that, but let's feed it up through the inside here regardless, just to prevent anything in the future, right? So that'll be good. So we got those hooked up, and then we have these lines that are going to go up. These all have labels on the front. And there's a schematic on the back of the control box as well to help you out to follow along, alright? This line here is your FM antenna, so you can string that up. It's got little eyelets, so you can hang them from nails up on the roof. You have the one that has a little picture of a fan on it. Obviously going to go to your fan. You have one that's a light. You're just going to go to your light now. This one has two different styles of lights, they all do. One has your main lights, which is these two that are hooked up together in the center. And they have 2 pins, so there's your 2-pin light connection. Those are going to go together, obviously. Then you have a 4-pin connection. That 4-pin connection is going to go to your 4-pin lights connection, which is called your chromotherapy. So, hook that one up. And the one left we have is the speaker hiding way down there. So we'll take the one for the speakers. We can run these 2 lines up to the overhead rain showers. So we'll set stools in there. Steam shower's ready to rock and roll.